Hello, hi, I'm Shirley, otherwise known as Crazy Cat Lady Stitches, here on YouTube and on Instagram. And today my video is a WIP parade of all the work I've been doing for the last 6 months. I have been stitching, and in that time I have had 13 new starts to date. The latest one was only on Saturday evening. I've had 6 finishes. The last one was on Saturday, and that one is with Lisa at Atelier Frames. So I'm just looking at my notes. So yeah, I've been quite productive, and I have worked on several pieces. So let's get on, and shall we go first of all? Let's do a few housekeeping bits. If you're interested in following me, please give me a like, a subscribe and a thumbs up. And I aim to do some regular filming. I've had some issues of health issues in the last year and not been up to filming. So first of all, let's get the finishes done. So here goes. Finish number 1, and these, sorry. Finish number 1, and all these are FFO'd. That's unlike me. Now the first one I did finish this end of last year, October. Gave it to Lisa of Atelier Frames, and picked it up at the Floss Friends retreat in February. And this one is Gigi by Nora Corbett. It's stitched on coffee craft fabric with the cord for floss. Let me just bring her a little bit into so you can see some detail. There you go. Let's just bring the light up a bit. There you go, there it is. And there's a little cat at the bottom. So yeah, that is my Gigi. I have got Raven, which I'm at the moment trying to find a material, one of Megan's materials that's very similar to this. I've got one that's slightly lighter. And I've also picked up Anna. So that's my first FFO. And my next one is Tempting Tangles Designs. To stitch or not to stitch. Now, the frame I've got from Lisa, but I have finished this off myself. And it is using Dinky Dye colours, the cord for colours, and I quite enjoy this. I was debating whether to make it a pillow, but I was thinking the cats might destroy it. There is a reason why I'm called Crazy Cat Lady. I'll introduce you to them one day. And then the next one is also from Deborah from Tangled Temptations. I'll get her name right. I'll put it down here. And this is the Diligent Stitcher. Both of these are stitched on coffee craft fabrics using Dinky dyes, and these are the called for, and both of them were part works. They came out either every fortnight or every week, and that was quite a quick stitch. I kept up with that one. The next one is one of my favourites. It is from Modern Folk Embroidery, good old Jacob, and it is his Quick Quaker April Sal. Started on the April the 1st. I think this is a pole stitches fabric and using Silks for You. I think it's from one of her grab bags. Can't swear to it, but I don't think it's a Megan. It looks more like pole stitches to me. So, yep. And this is using PR, I think it's 155 Silks for You. And I was at the big stitch at the weekend where Jacob was, and he kindly signed it for me. So look, the man himself. I really appreciate his time and his generosity. So there's that. And my final one is also from Deborah from Tempting Tangles Design, and this is her fruit salad, and again using dinky dyes, and I think this is an offcut from one of the fabrics. I don't know which fabric it was, but it was an offcut, and I have finished it myself, and that's the back. I've strung it and everything, and the frame I got from Amazon. So there you go. Those are my finishes. Shall I go through the WIP parade, shall I go through starts? I'll go through the WIP parade and I'll talk to them, and I'll tell you if they're a fresh new start or not. There. Now this is not a new start. I started this last year in the summer. I did it initially on 40 count coffee craft fabric, but I wasn't getting it, and so I swapped it, and I'm now stitching it on, I think it's either 28 or 32 pole stitches, because I got 2 lots of grub bags. I think it's probably 32 pole stitches fabric, and this is Stitching Rules. Sorry about it being creased. I've had it roughed up in my bag, but it's prepped to go onto one of my painted fairy frames. So I will be getting that out. This was intending to be finished by October, when I attended October Floss Friends. At the moment, I may be only going at the Sunday, but I may not be going at all, because it's my eldest son's engagement party on the Saturday. I don't know what condition I'll be in. So this is this, and I'm using the DMC cord for colours, because we can't get the colours that she's done the palette in. So that is my progress. I will need to get onto it. Once I'm stitching it, it does stitch up quite fast. I've just realised I haven't poured one over, so I'll have to go and get it in a bit. Then the next one is almost a finish. I've been in my finish pile for ages because it needs back stitching. Now, I'm someone that doesn't mind back stitching, but for some reason I've been putting this off. But I have done some back stitching on it in the last 6 months. So this is Proud as a Peacock by Buffy Threads. There you go. This is on even weave. It came with 14 count Ada, and I've switched it to 28. So I've stitched it 2 over 2, and I quite like it. And it's quite easy for when you're doing this back stitching and the half stitch. I need to tidy up the back a bit, but it's not too bad at the back. Do you want to have a look at the back? That's the back. Just needs a bit of a tidy up, but yep. That's Buffy Threads. And that's the picture that it should look like when I'm finished. But you can see I've almost done all the, I've just got a few big back stitching to do, which will take probably a weekend. Now, this is a sal I'm woefully behind. I haven't stitched on it. Well, I stitched on it last week when I went to Nobam, because I thought it'd be an easy stitch to do, but the light was rubbish. But this is Peppermint Purple's 2020-26 sal. I have done all the borders. I've done January, February, and almost finished March. I have got the others, so once I start sitting there and doing the black work, I will do it. This is on Lakeside. Is it 28? I think I've cut it off, have I? Yeah. Oh, that's frayed off, one of the two. No, 32 count. This is on 32 count Lakeside fabric. It's got a print of carnations on it. I was a member of their fabric club at one point, so I've got lots and lots of stash. My material stash is horrendous. I've got to stop buying it, but not every time. Every time I put something in the stash, I think, oh, that'll be such and such, and then I find something different. I think we all find that. But yeah, so that's that one. So that's black work, so that's a combination of Holbein and or double running stitch and back stitch, depending on the program, on the design, though I try to keep to the double running stitch wherever possible. But as it's a variegated thread, it's not always possible. So, and there's another Silks for You thread. I can't remember the number off the top of my head, but it's a deep red, purple. So there we go. Silks for You thread, Lakeside fabric, 32 count. Right. This is a restart, and this is from Country Garden Samplers, A Year in the Wood 1, and this is the owl, and I'm stitching it on 28 count, what was it, 20, yeah, I think it's 28 count fabric. If it's not, it's 32, because those are the 32 is my go-to, but I've got 28 and 32, and I think this is also a pole stitch fabric, and this is my progress that I've made so far this year, because it's a complete restart, and I'm quite happy with the progress. You know, when you pick up a piece and you go and work on it and you say, I'm not happy with it, something's not right, so I've restarted it. And I'm really pleased with the progress I've made on this one. Then I have got, this was a start in Nobam a couple of years ago, but I have got it out and put it in rotation this year. And this is Glendon Place, Bird of Paradise. I can't say the other word. And it's using dinky dyes. And this one is called, the fabric here, the thread here is called Bird of Paradise. Now this is on 28 count, Buttery by Sparklies. I think I might be getting that out later towards the end of the year, because I've got some other projects to get on, but I have done quite a bit, considering that all I had was that leaf and that. If I find the photograph, I'll put it up. So that's that one. I've got another one, it's part work, but I've started it. This is my third start on it. The first two were on 32 count, and though I loved it, and I really loved it, I somehow, because it came out weekly, miscounted. So when it came out, the middle came out, I restarted it, and this is on 40 count. Aren't I brave? 1/2. This is the vellum. I'll put a progress photograph of how it should look like it when it's finished, and that is a couple of evenings, but I have spent a lot of time on the other ones. So I'm really invested in this piece. This piece is also by Tempting Tangles Designs, and it's a part work of a sal, and the sal's still going on, so if you want to pick it up you can. And again, it's using dinky dyes, and it's Megan's Coffee Craft fabric yet again. I do love her fabric. And this frame is the smallest painted fairy frame, the tension frame. And you want to know what the tension's like? Look at this. It's a bit saggy at the end because it's not wide enough for me to tighten up completely. This is the 40cm one. I've ordered the 50 one. So hopefully I can do the slightly bigger project, do these size projects on that one, and I've still got this one for smaller ones, though I may have to add some material into the size of the fabric to make it taut. But yep, hey ho, we learn by mistakes, but it was cheap enough. So yay. I've gone painted fairy mad. I just love the tension on these frames. Now I've got another Tempting Tangles. This is not a part work. This is one of her samplers. I'll put the picture up here as well. It's on 25 count linen. I don't know what, I can't remember what it is, but I know it's 25 count or 22 count. It's a really weird count linen, and it's the Coffee Companion. And I'm using the called for colours except for this one, because the gold colour that they were using and Dinky Dyes just got lost in the fabric, and this is Classic Colourworks. But other than that, and that's my progress, that's a couple of evenings progress. I will get back onto that, and it is a lovely stitch. And if people that know me know, apart from cats, I love my coffee. And the next one is a modern folk embroidery. Now this one I started at Floss Friends in February, or actually on February the 1st, and spent a whole of February on it and a little bit when I was on Novum last week. I mean, all I did last week was that motif, but this is to put a bird on it, and I'm using Dinky Dyes and Classic Colorways Soleil for the threads and DMC Black. And I have to thank Loretta from Corey's Little Shop because she helped me choose the colours. This is stitched on 28 count even weave. And yeah, I'm hoping I've got enough. I'm almost at the bottom of it anyway, so I've got plenty of room for this. And this is Zygwork linen, 28 count, I thought 32, probably 32, but it's become one of my go-to fabrics. You'll see it again in a minute when I go over and reach for my last project that I'm going to get, but I'm going to have to stop the filming, go over and get it and come back again because it's in a frame over there in the corner. Right, the next one is a new start. This is on Mega's fabric. I'm calling it Gothic Cat in a Teacup. I'll put the picture up here. I did have the picture on here, but it's gone. This is 32 count even weave, and I'm using DMC colours, and as I say, I put a picture up here, and this is just a couple of evenings. It's really easy block colours. It's something I can pick up and do when I don't need to count too much. I can just go 1 2 3 across, 1 2 3 across. And again, I'll show you my untidy back. And I've got my latest new start, which I started on Saturday at Big Stitch after I finished 2024's Big Stitch sampler from Jacob, and this is the 2026. I'll put a picture up here, but this is my progress so far, just over 350 stitches, and I'm using Silks for You. I've got it here, PRO35. So that's that one, and this is just even, I think it's an even weave or linen. It looks like linen, and it's 32 count. And I'm just going to switch the camera off, and I'm just going to go and get my last piece. Oh no, I've got 2 more pieces. What am I like? I'm back. I've got the last 3 pieces. So here goes. The first one is another Tempting Tangles I've had a real love-in with her designs this year, and this is lavender mint. Excuse the thing, when it gets onto the frame it tightens out. This again is using dinky dyes and the call for colours. I'll put the photo up in the corner as usual. It is on 20 count even weave in the white. I just got a big bolt of it thing, and I'm just cutting off bits as I need it. So you'll probably see quite a bit of these on it, because it's just getting cheaper just to buy it, the bigger base, and then cut off what you want. So yeah, so that's that one. It's got a bit of back stitching. I love this little bee here. Yes, a little bee, and it's in lovely colours. And yeah, so that's another one that I'm going to end up framing and putting in the kitchen. My husband's gonna get mad because the walls are getting covered. Right, the next one is on a painting fairy stand, and you know I showed you how taut and tensioned it is. Let me just rest it here so I can show you. This is our forest embroidery. It's her kit. This is how tension it is, and this is seasonal Provencal, and this I started at Nobam, and this is like a couple of evenings work, a day's stitching there and an evening or two here. Well, I don't even think it's two, just one. So I've left it on the frame because I want to pick it up and finish the centre before I put it to one side and then pick it up in the autumn and to start doing the autumn corner, or do the roses and then do the corners. I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do, but I put a picture up that I've got of this, and tell me what you think. But yeah, tell you what, they're not heavy but they're not light, and I keep joking to people, it's a good job I go weight training because it's not hard, it's not heavy. And the next one, which will be the last one for now, what have I been up to, is also on one of these frames, and this is got a nice little tail to it, which I'll tell you in another video. And this is November Tempting Tangles Peak and Mystery Sal. Parts come out every 2 weeks. This is a current sale, so if you're interested, just pop along to her site. I'll put her details on down below. And yeah, I was working on this on Friday at Nobam, but as I say, I'm planning to do some work on it, so I'll film the stitch with me and I'll tell you this tale. I think that's the best bet. But yeah, this is it. It is on 28 count Zygwart linen, and it's dinky dyes 2/2, and I love it. I love this teal alphabet colour. It's cool, but it's Coolaban, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the rest is. And I've also got a new one of her sales starting this week. Something about time, but I'll show you that in one of my later videos. But I don't intend to start it properly until I finish one of these. So it's not going to be a sal, but I've got it there, and it's in 8 parts or 10 parts, so it's not going to be a big one. So those, let me just move that out of the way, are my current WIPs that I've been working on this year. I would not love to do a WIP parade, because I don't think you would like to sit there for about 2 to 3 hours going through my WIPs, because the last time I count it was heading 60, and I've had some new starts. Okay, I've had some finishes. So, and there'll be a couple of, I might be doing a cull and sitting there thinking, now, am I going to finish this one? Will I finish this one? Or was this a good thing? And someone gave me a good bit of advice at the retreat at the weekend, is to go through them and say, Will I do this one? Yes, in the yes pile. Will I finish this one? No, in the no pile. Will I finish this one? Maybe. Put it in the maybe pile. Put it in the timeout corner, think about it, and then go back and revisit it and say, will I do it or won't I? So I'm going to have to do that with my stash because it's crawling out of the box room. And if you've seen what I bought at the weekend, scary. Everyone told me it's not scary, but my husband says scary. So that is my WIP parade for so far. I'll do another one at the end of the year. I will do some catch-ups during the month and some stitch with me's, work and time permitting. And I will see you in my next video. I would appreciate it if you could give this video a good thumbs up, like, subscribe and all that usual thing. And it's a case of, yes, I'm nearly to the 1,000, so thank you to all those that have recently subscribed. I do appreciate it. So I'll see you in my next video, which won't be too long because I've got my retreat video to do, so that'll be filmed on top of this, you know what I mean. So I'll see you in my next video, and take care and keep stitching. Bye for now.